It's a bit late, but welcome to day 99 of me playing through this game. Tails, I gave my decision. Currently, we are on the final timeline, I believe. We could confirm this real quick. There's no decisions before this, as far as I remember. Fuck. Okay, never mind. We're not on the final timeline. We have one more after this. I don't care. I told you it wasn't a date. Yeah, okay. Anyways, tomorrow's a defensive battle. I'm going to bed. See you. With that, she climbed over the fence and left. I was left to my own, staring at the undying flames in the distance. Hey, you said you were going to tell me everything. I spent the night without finding out what the coin toss had to do with our next sleep, or about Hiroko's real intentions behind our potential non-date. Happens. Same thing happened in the other timeline. You didn't know shit. Hiroko never told you until the day of. Maybe your timeline will be a bit happier. For real, it's all cannon fodder again? That's right. Excluding Vexus, the only one commander left. Doxia, he's not coming today, so must have endured the torment of the multiplicity tables again. There's no real reason to do that this time. I'm already used to hearing them talk. Right, we could just ignore what they're saying. Together, this will be a breeze. After all those parties, we're a closer-knit team than ever. It showed them how much stronger the Special Defense Unit is. Everyone clenched their fists in determination. The alarm immediately sounded. The alarm sounded immediately after. If you're alert, unauthorized personnel, defense mode immediately. Okay, guys, let's do it. Special Defense Unit, move out. Skip the battle. Of course I skipped the battle. Who do you think I am? And that was all of them for now. Don't be so sure, there's more of them lining up for punishment now. Step right up, little monsters. Let us hack and slash and slaughter all of them. Pretty interesting. We got more and more coming. You win. Nice. Wave to end. Was that really it? What a letdown. That was freakishly easy, and trust me, I would know about freakish. Well, victory is ours all the same, so... Want to do the thing? I nodded. Alright, ready, and go! Special Defense Unit, best in the world, indestructible and undefeated. Never lose, never yield. Special Defense Unit, fight on. Everyone's cheery voices echoed around the empty battlefield, but for some reason, I felt a strange stirring in my chest. There wasn't any direct cause for it. Maybe it was an instinctive gut feeling or something like it. The stirring didn't go away until I got to sleep that night. What, is this timeline not a good end either? '73rd day, same shit as normal. It had almost been 3 hours since I finished breakfast. Hiroko and I were standing behind the school building in a daze. Hey Hiroko, what exactly are we doing right now? I told you when we did the coin toss 2 days ago. If you lose, we'll just stand around and do nothing. And that's what we're doing, isn't it? Nothing at all. I don't get it. Seeing as we're here, how about that explanation you promised me? You want to know? Yeah, of course. They get on all fours, spin 3 times and bark. Why would anyone do that? Because I want you to. Do you need any further explanation? This sadistic, psychopathic, four-eyed freak. I cursed her mentally, but... Round and round I went. One. Very well, I'll explain. With a smug grin on her face, Hiroko began to walk eastward. I followed close behind. Before long, we were deep in the forest. Suddenly we stopped, and Hiruko turned around to talk to me. When is our next sleep window, Takumi? Day 74, 12:05 to 12:35. Around half a day from now. Are we going anywhere during that time? No, we are staying put. We are? You failed the coin toss the night before last night, remember? Yeah, I called tails. But that means there's a timeline where you called heads. In other words, a timeline where you were right and we went out today. To keep it simple, let's call these versions of ourselves in that timeline Takumi 6 and Hiruko 6. Tonight, Takumi 6 and Hiruko 6 will come to this timeline. Wait, what? We're going to visit ourselves from some kind of right-guess timeline? That's why I said what I said. If your answer was right, we jump timelines. If you were wrong, we'd wait. That's a decision I made before I even tossed the coin. But what are they going to do here? They'll meet up with us. And then what? The more people on our side, the better, right? 2 heads are better than 1, and 4 are better than 2. What? I assumed you haven't given up on using the distress signal transmitter. Of course not. The chances of everyone's survival goes up if we get to the satellite even one day earlier. Don't you think it would be more effective if we split into 2 teams to find out the liver mortis codes? The teams can meet up later and share the codes they've learned. We only got 3 left, so yeah. If we come make that work, we'd get them a lot faster. Ah, now things are making sense. You deliberately made us stand around and do nothing so that history would branch off, right? You needed to make something happen in this timeline that was the complete opposite of the other one, the one where we're on a date right now. What's the matter? Are you disappointed you didn't get to go out with me after all? I told you it wasn't a date. Hiruko yelled viciously and put me in a headlock. My arteries are being squeezed. The oxygen wasn't reaching my brain. 3 seconds later, I was out like a light. "12:04 a.m. Hiruko and I stood in the center of the lab, waiting for Takumi 6 and Hiruko 6 to appear. 1 minute left. Be careful. The window's only 30 minutes. Got it. We need to use our time to talk to them. If we go too long, they won't be able to go back to their timeline. Yeah, so let's not waste time on idle chit-chat. What do you mean by idle chit-chat? I don't know. Gossip about dirty manga? Why would we do that? As I was complaining, the clock ticked over to 5 minutes past the hour. And just like that, 2 people wearing leap suits appeared on the circular platform in front of us. Oh, you must be me and Hiruko from the right guess timeline. Yeah, I guess so. You're right on time. Hold your on, we're going to take these off. And then we have the bit where they can't recognize each other. Isn't this plan a little overly complicated? I'm the one over here. Over where? I don't know who I am anymore. It's me, Hiruko 1. Excuse me, I'm Hiruko 1. You're Hiruko 5. No, you're Hiruko 6. This whole thing's a mess. Just put your leap suits back on. Can't they just have the head off? Is this better? Yeah, I've seen your faces. Now let's just move on. We don't have time for this. Let's get down to business. We still need 3 liver mortis codes, right? The ones we haven't found are Takamaru's, Yama's, Takumi's, and mine. We need to find 3 out of 4 of them. The next time we can jump is in 5 days, from 1:30 to 4:30 p.m. on day 79. So at that time, we need to split into 2 groups and check a total of 3 liver mortis codes between us. The question is, which timeline does each team jump to? First is the serial killer timeline. 6 of our team will be dead by day 79. Edo, Eva, Kurura, followed by Moku and Shoma, and lastly Takamaru. I couldn't bring myself to say anything. There was a suffocating pain in my chest. Takumi 6 was probably feeling the same way. He was staring down at his feet somberly. After all, the person who killed the 6 people was me. Takumi, him, me, us. Don't tell me you're still stuck on that. Excluding Edo, it really wasn't you who killed them. It was an inevitability caused by G's possession. Haven't we been over this? We really need you to move on. I know that, but at any rate, Takamaru is one of the casualties in the serial killer timeline. If we jump there, we'll be able to get his liver mortis code. Our other destination is the zombie timeline, right? Yeah, that seems like the most efficient one to visit. By day 79, 9 people are zombified, 5 of whom have been incinerated. The remaining zombies will be Moko, Kako, Ima, and Hiruko. But even if they're all zombies, they're still fully dead. They'll have lost all their cryptoglobin, so the number should show up. If we go to that timeline, we'll see Ima and Hiruko. We can check out both their codes. You don't seem too happy about this plan. Of course not. One person would be excited to go see the zombified self, but we don't have any other choice. This is the only timeline we can get both codes. Hiroko and I from the wrong guess timeline would go to the serial killer timeline. Hiroko 6 and Takumi 6 from right guess would go to the zombie branch. We knew who was going to do what. Allow me to repeat, we leave on day 79. We'll have 3 hours. Not a ton of time to waste considering the trip to and from the school. And after that, we'll all go back to our home timelines. Yes, I think that'd be best. We'll jump to your timeline when it's time to meet. Got it. Well, I'll be waiting for you. In exchange, you better not show up empty-handed. I can ask the same for you. You'll pay if you screw this up. Excuse me? How dare you speak to me like this? Okay, girls, let's remain calm. It was past midnight by the time we were done. Our time was almost up. The right guess timeline duel configured the machine, hit the red button, and jumped onto the platform. Oh then, we count on you. Oh, we count on you. Pull us down.
So, yeah.
I wasn't hungry, so I didn't go to the cafeteria. I didn't feel like making my usual rounds either. I was curled up in a ball in a corner of my room. 5 days from now, Hiroko and I would have to go to the serial killer timeline. The thought depressed me. I played it cool the night before, but the gloomy thoughts were swirling all around inside me. Nobody wants to meet themselves as a serial killer. After giving up on trying to fix him, I put that version of me out of my mind. Or maybe the truth was that I wanted to lock away, that I walled off those thoughts. I couldn't bring myself to intentionally tear down the wall, but letting someone else destroy it for me was even worse. I spent all day cooped up inside. Finally, I closed my eyes when the sun set. Okay, time to ball. And so 4 days passed in the blink of an eye. It was finally day 79, our next sleep window. And because of all the stress, I barely knew what I was doing. I felt like I was wandering through thick fog all day, my memory skipping around. Of course, we went to the serial killer timeline like we planned. I remember that much. Once we jumped, we went to the school still in our suits. Our objective was to find Takamaro's liver mortis code. His body would be stored in the morgue on the second floor. We took the stairs to the second floor. Hiroko went into the morgue first. I couldn't bring myself to go in after her. After all, hey look, that's the killer. We must seize them at once. I ran for my life. I ran circles around the entire school. I finally succeeded at shaking the others off by ducking into the bathroom on the first floor. That was close. I took off my leap suit so I could pretend to be the Takumi from this time, like Takumi 2. This should do it. I stepped out into the hallway. Somewhere near the stairs, I ran into the four of them who were chasing me earlier, as well as Rumi and the twins. Hey Takumi, what are you walking around like nothing's wrong? Didn't you hear we saw the killer? You shouldn't be walking around alone. Alright, don't worry, I'm fine. Are you? Don't worry, it's me from the SF timeline. What happened to your leap suit? Some stuff happened, I had to take it off. Don't worry, I'll get it back when we leave. I see. So what's Takamaro's number? 7. That's right. Seeing Takamaro's disfigured body in front of me made me feel like someone pushed a dagger through my heart. That's all I could remember. And then, for better or for worse, I never saw that timeline Takumi, and before I knew it, I was back in my own timeline. You've been out of it all day. Are you alright? Yeah, we're back in our timeline again, so I'm fine. I hope so. Anyways, we met our quota. As long as the right guest timeline can get their code from Eva's body and yours. We'll have a full set. That'll be all the liver mortis codes we need. Once the next sleep window. 11 p.m. exactly, day 84. It's only 15 minutes long. Well, all we need to do is tell each other the liver mortis codes. That should be plenty of time. So we should be careful. We'll be jumping to their timeline. If we miss the cutoff, we'll be stuck there. I know that. Do you think they'll pull it off? I would just think so. I'm sure of it. They are us, after all. Damn, we're just skipping a lot of days. Up and at them troops, time to rise and shine. give your life to fight the barbaric enemy. I couldn't sit still all day. It was day 84. This would be the fateful day for Hirokumi. No, for the whole special defense unit. Tonight at 11 p.m., we'd go see the versions of us from the Reikias timeline. Once they told us the digits, we'd have all the digits we need. Okay. I slowly came up behind her, and then... Boo. I grabbed her by the shoulders. She left away with a quick leap. At the same time, something fell. Her glasses. They clattered around the ground. She scrambled to pick them up, making sure they weren't scratched before putting them on. Have you ever been turned inside out? Inside out. I'll shove my arm down your throat and pull your tailbone out the long way. These glasses are worth more than my life. You know that. I didn't know, but I couldn't come out to say that. I'm sorry. I didn't think they'd fall off. They're not broken, are they? No, the lenses are fine, but that doesn't mean you're forgiven. That's why I'm apologizing. Too late. You'll pay for this. Hiroko stared me down with a sharp glare. She was standing her ground. My back was against the wall. It was time for me to resort to desperate measures. You totally want to eat just now. What? I didn't know you were the type of girl who shrieks like that when she gets surprised. I never would have guessed. Maybe I should tell everyone. I bet Gaku would love to know. Fine, I'll write it off the record. I nodded with a smirk. Hiroko looked away. Her face beat red. After that, I couldn't help but skip back to my room. We'd be able to jump at 11 p.m. Still plenty of time. I can't just sit around, so I'll go see what everyone's up to. And on my usual rounds for the day. Okay, Gaku, what are you doing up here in the courtyard? What, put your dick away, it won't. I was walking around the courtyard and suddenly started thinking about all my brothers from the group home. He was just homesick. That's crazy. Okay, let's see who else is here to talk. Gurumi in the war room. Shoma in the hallway. Moko in the leisure lounge. I haven't talked to Shoma too much, so when are you going to stay in the hallway? Nope, I've talked to this version. Let's see what Gurumi has to say in the war room. I'm pretty sure I've talked to her here too. Takumi, come play a game with me. Yes, I really love old school eroges. Eroges from the old days are more like supernatural objects than games. The madness of the creator. The uninterrupted total pathos. The absolute goodie bag of fetishes underneath the guise of a game. Playing games like that makes something burn inside my chest. They make my soul shriek with excitement. Like, yeah! Takumi. Anyways, that's why you have to play one of my favorites. You'll totally love it, I swear, okay? Deal? We can't play a game like that. We're supposed to be in the school. Shut up and stop acting like a teacher's pet. Show me your soul. After spending some time together, you understand Gurumi better now. Okay, I'm gonna get the tape. It's not a 10:03 stream if I'm not constantly distracted. I was all finished preparing. I had my leap suit on, but there was one thing missing. Where was Hiroko? It was past 11 p.m. Oh no, her glasses. In our earlier meeting, we agreed to meet here at 10:30. Yet there was no sign of her. What's she even doing? We only have 15 minutes. Just then, Hiroko broke into the lab. Takumi, this is all your fault. What? You broke the internal clock on my glasses, that's why I'm late. You mean this morning? Obviously, the impact must have done it. Oh, I'm sorry, but we really need to get going. With an irritated grunt, Hiroko raced over to the locker. She flung the door open and quickly changed into her leap suit. Is the POM ready? All set? Then let's hurry. 11:10, we only have 5 minutes. Hiroko hurried onto the platform, slammed the red button, jumped in after her, and then... Oh, here we go. Sorry we're late. What were you doing? We ran into some trouble because of Takumi. Don't get the wrong idea if you say that. You were the cause of the delay, weren't you? Well, I can't argue that, but still. See, I told you. Hiroko 6 and Takumi 6 exchanged looks. What have they been talked about before we showed up? We don't have time for this. We need to exchange information now. Hiroko and I nodded. Well, we'll go first. Ima's code is 1. Hiroko's code is 4. That's 1 and a 4. It took a few seconds for it to set in. As soon as it did, Hiroko and I turned to each other and let out a cry of joy. We have all the codes we need. Thanks, guys. We pulled off thanks to some goggles Tsubasa made. Enough chatter. What have you found? Got it. We recovered Takamaru's code. The number on his back was 7. 7, huh? Lucky number 7. Now we got all the codes we need. Thank you. Or should I say us? I knew we could do it. You took the words right out of our mouth. You've been a huge help. Thank you truly. No need to thank us. You need to get back quickly. Yeah, you're right. Good luck to you then. We dashed to the console and configured the machine, except it failed because it's 11:16. Hiroko 1 and I stood stunned. Hiroko 6 spoke, looking at us with sympathetic gazes. I'm sorry to say, it looks like the window has closed. No, this can't be. Hiroko and I hung our heads. We couldn't bring ourselves to say anything. It took us some time to recover. I finally raised my head and spoke quietly. Wait, there's no point in getting depressed about. We just have to change our mindset. Sorry, guys. We should have exchanged info faster. You don't need to apologize. We're the ones who were late. Although Takumi is the one responsible for that. Stop making it sound like it's all my doing. Looks like you two will have to stay in our timeline until the blood space waves rise again. When will that be? Let's find out. Good, it's sooner than I thought. The day after tomorrow. Day 86, from 8 to 11. We have 3 hours, plenty of time, even if someone shows up late. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure what happened between you two, but you should try to get along. Yeah, you're gonna be stuck together here for another 32 hours after all. Right here? Sorry, but there's no way we could take you back to the school. That makes sense. I'd say the same thing if I were in your shoes, our shoes. I don't believe this. We'll bring you some food tomorrow morning. I'm really sorry about this. It's fine, don't worry. Well then. Hiroko and I removed our leap suits, forcing our sluggish limbs to cooperate. I'm really blue. Now we have to stay here until the morning after tomorrow. And whose fault is it? Mine, for breaking your glasses, but you know, there's plenty of other ways to check the time. Now you have the nerve to be so insolent with me? Sorry, I was just playing. I'm kidding. Well, whatever. Those two were right. I'd rather not spend the next 32 hours being so hostile with you. We went to sleep without any further conversation. We had all the liver Mortis codes, but we weren't in any mood to indulge in celebration. Sorry to keep you waiting. We brought you some food. We put it in the cabinet over there. Thanks, we appreciate it. Sorry to make you go out of your way. By the way, there's something we'd like to discuss with you. What's that? You were worried about that? We have no reason to refuse. Are you sure? Yeah, don't worry about us. Just go ahead and boot up the transmitter when you get back. We'll be able to get back to your timeline tomorrow anyways. Then we'll be calling the rescue craft just like you. There's no need to spare our feelings. I had a hunch. This is goodbye. Well, I wish you the best of luck. I'll be fine. Are you sure about that? Just what kind of guy do you think I am? A slow-witted, careless servant. What are you laughing about? They're talking about you too. Alright. Hiroko 1 and 6 laughed, amused. Takumi 6 and I awkwardly avoided looking at each other. Alright, you two take care. We'll be praying that all of you over there will make it safely to day 100. Time just slowly tickled on by. Eventually, night fell. A cold silence washed over the lab. It felt eerie. There was no reason for it, but it felt weird. It was a slim kind of stirring in my chest I felt after our last defensive battle. What? What do you mean, what? You keep looking at me. You're looking at me too. What time is it? I pulled out my device to check the time. 11:40 p.m. Just over 8 hours to go. Then we could go back to our own timeline. Yeah. We'd only been stuck here 1 full day so far, and yet, for some reason, I was starting to miss everyone from our timeline really badly. What are you guys doing here? What about the rescue craft? Did you call yet? It's complicated. We decided not to use the stress signal caller. Why not? I can't really explain. I just had this weird feeling. It's like something horrible was going to happen, so I stopped entering the code. Weird feeling? A weird feeling. I don't understand. Neither do I. Anyways, Takumi Hiruko, listen closely. You shouldn't use the transmitter when you get back. Consider that my advice, or maybe a warning. 8 a.m. came around as we were talking. I'm not sure I followed, but I'll keep your warning in mind. At any rate, we need to get going. Yeah, we'll be wishing you good luck out there. You guys be careful too. We'll be praying that all of you over there will make it safely to day 100. Yeah, for sure. Wait, we had this exact same conversation yesterday. Hey, we finally made it back. I really missed this place. What are we going to tell everyone when we got back? I don't know, but we'll think of something. Well, let's get going. I want to see the others. Ran to the school. Hiruko was right behind me, but... where did everyone go? Oh no, is this a serial killer? Okay, everyone's just missing for some reason. Okay, how many times are we going to do this? There's a limit to how much I could withstand this before it becomes annoying rather than... What's happening? Where is everyone? We've only looked on the first 2 floors. I'm sure they're somewhere on the 3rd floor roof. What I saw there was... No, this can't be. The blood draining from my face. I was weak in the knees. I can hardly continue standing upright. What the hell happened here? I tried to scream, but I couldn't make a noise. The only thing I could force out my dry throat was a raspy gasp. I can't give up yet. If I bring them to the infirmary, I might be able to revive them. Desperately trying to convince myself, I took a single step, drawing closer to the bodies. The very next second... my vision was soaked in red. I turned around to see Hiruko spurting a massive amount of blood from her neck. Hiruko. Her body fell to the floor like a marionette whose strings had been cut. The light was already gone from her eyes. Hiruko, Hiruko, Hiruko. I screamed and ran over to her, but the moment I knelt down... suddenly the ceiling was right in front of me. I was on the floor. My throat slit. The blood clogged my throat, preventing me from speaking. I couldn't even breathe. Everything started to turn fuzzy and hazy. But I'd be unconscious soon. But I wanted to see who did this to us. I turned my head and standing there was Kako. Kako G. Of course, who else could it be? She must have come here from the mystery timeline. Soon after that, my consciousness suddenly vanished. The last thing my retinas registered was Kako G's sneering face as she licked her lips. Curious. SF route, Revenge of Kako G. Thought she killed half of them. Mystery timeline, right? Half-live. I guess it'd be... No, yeah, we saw Ado dead, so it can't be this timeline. So I guess Kaku just kills everyone, huh? Okay, let's stop one of them. Decide your destiny. Woman of age, serial killer. Sorry, Hugo, my decision hasn't changed. We need to go to the serial killer Tama. I can't just leave him. Leave myself like that. I wouldn't budge on that point. I see. She nodded listlessly. How about you? I told you I won't object no matter what you choose. I'll keep my mouth shut and go along with it. So you help me. Yes, yes. I gave Hiruko a grateful smile. She put her hand on her hip and let out a short sigh. Okay, I did not tape it properly, so give me a second to fix that. Okay, that seems to have worked. 740, it's been 10 minutes since the leap window opened. In order to regain the time we'd lost, I had to configure the machine quickly. Hiruko and I put on our leap suits. Alright, let's go. Alright, we made it back to the school. Hiruko spoke in a clear, calm voice. Are you sure you're okay with that? I'm the type to adapt quickly. I don't waste time worrying, unlike someone I know. Now then, we're here to fix Takumi too, but where is he? I think I might know. Today's day 50, the day of the halfway to 100-day party. So he's in the cafeteria with others. Yeah, but we can't just walk in there dressed like this, can we? So I have another idea. I see, they left the party poppers behind in the rec room, so Takumi too went there to collect them from the gift-o-matic. If we wait here, we can rush him when he arrives. He's going to come up those stairs up to the 3rd floor. After a short wait, there he was, just as I predicted, the version of me from this timeline, Takumi too. Takumi too took a solid punch to the gut from Hiruko and went down. He was already unconscious before he hit the floor. Hiruko and I brought him to the infirmary. I let Hiruko handle his treatment. Alright, his treatment is finished, all thanks to this. The cerebral glitch repair program. Then the G data in his brain is... Yes, it's been completely erased. That means I won't hurt anyone in this timeline. Indeed, he'll be back to the harmless, dim-witted Takumi Sumino we all know and love. Her insults didn't sting in the least. If anything, they were music to my ears. After that, Hiruko and I hauled Takumi 2's unconscious body to the metal shop and found a place to set him down. We were trying to be considerate when we chose the room. We thought it'd be easier for everyone to find him somewhere closer to the cafeteria where the party was being held. That was the end of our Takumi 2 problem. Hiruko and I quickly returned to the lab. Dot dot dot. Let's head back. Right. Here we go. We were back in our original timelines. Immediately, I was overcome with intense palpitations. The world was spinning around me. I could hardly breathe. At first, I blamed the leap suit. I peeled it off, putting my head on my chest and breathing deeply. There was no sign of pain getting better. My heart raced, my head spun, and my lungs ached. What's wrong, Takumi? Just as Hiruko rushed to my side, I lost all strength and fell to the ground. Suddenly, she was holding me in her arms. You're okay. Takumi, stay with me. I wanted to scream to her that I wasn't okay at all, but I couldn't make a sound. I couldn't breathe normally. All my air was gone, as if someone sucked it out with a straw. Don't tell me. Still supporting me with one arm, Hiruko reached for the leap suit on the ground. It was the one I was wearing. She examined it closely. Before long, her eyes widened, and she gasped. A hole. There's a hole in it. But why? Nothing happened when we jumped into that timeline. Looking closely, it's starting to spray in a few spots. Did one of those spots get torn open? It doesn't matter what caused it to me. This has to be leap damage. I squeezed the words out of my throat. Everything around me was getting hazy. The very next moment, my consciousness fell apart like 1,000 pieces, vanishing without a trace like a dust in the wind. Like dust in the wind, not like a dust. I woke up suddenly. My eyelids slowly opened and I saw Hiruko. Shizuhara. Yeah, I flew upright, shocked by the sound of her voice. Well, I tried to, but I couldn't get my muscles to cooperate and unceremoniously rolled out of bed instead. Are you alright? With Hiruko's help, I managed to get to my feet. My legs trembled like a newborn fawn's. I have 4 questions. What? 4? So suddenly. Just answer me. What day is it today? She continued after the deep sigh. You're not going to like this. It's day 71. Day 71? Yeah, you've been out cold for 20 days. Wow, okay. Next question. Why did you scream like that? Isn't it obvious? You suddenly woke up after 20 days. I was starting to think you might never open your eyes again. Sorry for making you worry. I wasn't worried. Besides, you should see how worried everyone else is. That's why I need to tell them that you're awake. Hiruko was about to run for the door, but I was quick to stop her. Wait. I'm not done yet. I still have 2 questions left. What are they? What about our battles? The enemy must have attacked while I was out. They attacked alright on day 57 and day 63. But as you can see, the school is still standing. We fought without you and won. That's some good work. That hardly sounded sincere. Don't tell me you feel like you missed out, or do you not like that the team proved they could win without you? Hey, come on. Never mind that. What's your last question? Oh, this is a big one. But did anything change while I was asleep? Changed? No, nothing's changed. Did you find out anything, though? Any new information? Oh, I do have one thing. It's about the liver Mortis codes. There's no point in collecting them. What? Why? Because of the stress signal transmitter? Next moment, I was suddenly seized by violent nausea. It surged up from deep inside me and ripped it along my throat. I couldn't hold it back. I spewed liquid all over the place. It was sticky, shiny, fresh blood, the color of ripe cherries. Takumi, I'm fine, don't worry. Don't lie to me, you're clearly not okay at all. You haven't recovered from your leap damage. You need to rest more. I rested plenty. I was asleep for 20 days, but Takumi? The nausea was gone, but my vision was still blurry. My pulse was racing, and with each throb, there was a stabbing pain in my head. Tomorrow is day 72. Another attack is coming, right? I can't leave it all to you. You're planning to fight like that? Yeah. Don't be absurd. You're in no condition to fight. But I have to protect everyone's happiness. Let's sit down and behave. If you go out onto the battlefield now, you'll make them all miserable. I will? You really are slow, aren't you? If you fight now, if you go out onto the battlefield, you're going to die. Do you hear me? You leapt twice with your skin exposed. Even though you were wearing a leaf suit on day 50, it had a hole in it. You know what that means, right? That means no more revivals. You'll die and you'll stay dead. You said once or twice more. Then I have one more time left, at most. Takumi, don't worry. Whatever happened just now is over. It's nothing to worry about. Hiruko shook her head, dumbfounded. You're not in your right mind, Takumi. Do you remember what I told you before? Serious leap damage can affect the brain and rob you of your memories and your ability to reason. Are you saying I'm not being rational? That's exactly what I'm saying. If you go into battlefield like this, you'll only slow us down. You'd know that if you were thinking straight. You're also forgetting that your fate isn't yours alone. In short, if all Special Defense Unit members live, we need all of the Special Defense Unit members together until the final day. If we lose one person, you and I won't be able to break free of this infinite loop. So please, stay here, rest, do it for me. Hiruko had a point. Maybe I wasn't thinking rationally. The team had managed to win battles without me, twice. They'd more than proven themselves. Maybe there was no sense of forcing myself to go. Arguably, it was part of my duty as captain to trust them. But even if things worked out for them so far, there was no guarantee that'd be the case in tomorrow's battle as well. If I stayed back and everyone got killed, I'd be overcome with immeasurable regret. What was the right choice? Should I go and fight or stay and let everyone else handle it? I anguished over the decision until finally I made my choice. This game has been a very emotional based game. So, if I choose not to join tomorrow's battle, and I make the emotionally not correct decision, but logical decision, fine, I won't go. Most likely, this will lead to a bad end. You made a wise decision, but it's not because I don't want to die. It's only because I don't want to get in your way. Plus, it's very likely that all the exertion of the battle will make this illness worse. And even if I really do end up dying, we won't break free of this time loop. You're doing it for me too, aren't you? Thank you. I'm glad you decided to be reasonable. Get some rest tomorrow. Please, I'm an expert in getting rest at this point. It didn't take long for everyone else to show up in my room. It must have been a shock for them to see me awake after I'd been unconscious for so long. They cheered, they cried, they danced happy dances. And once all the emotions settled down, they carried me outside and tirelessly threw me into the air over and over again. Such a bunch of lovable idiots. Heat welled up in my chest, but made me feel all the more frustrated. I wouldn't be able to protect them. I wouldn't be able to fight for them tomorrow. I wouldn't be able to protect them. I'm supposed to be their captain, their leader. I couldn't help feeling overwhelmed with regret. Good morning, well, good evening, and welcome to day 73, actually. I had absolutely no memory of the previous day. I wasn't even sure how or when I fell asleep the day before it. I asked Yuruko what happened. She explained, it's sleep damage again. If you take it easy for a while, the symptoms should subside. How long is a while exactly? More or less 2 or 3 days, I can tell you that much. And yesterday's battle? It was trivial, nothing but cannon fodder. I'm glad it went well. You don't sound like you mean it. Are you upset? A little. I feel like I got benched before the game even started. Yuruko's expression softened a bit. Can you stand? I'm asking if you're able to move. Probably if I try. Alright, then come with me. I have something to discuss with you. Well, we went to the wrong timeline. Keep it down. What if everyone hears you? Wait a minute. So you're saying on day 50 we didn't go to the killer timeline, but the zombie timeline? That's right. When did you realize? This afternoon I went to inspect the PLM and noticed when I was checking the logs. That's why the zombie timeline Takumi was normal. He was cured on day 50 by us. So I didn't end up becoming a killer in the zombie branch. Yes. How could you mess that up? Excuse me, have you forgotten? You're the one who set the machine that time. She's right. I was the one who decided we should go to the serial killer timeline. I'd been responsible for setting up the machine. We were 10 minutes past the beginning of the leap window at that time. I configured the machine quickly to regain the time we lost. Clearly I screwed up. It was a careless mistake that ended up putting us in the wrong timeline. You've got to be kidding me. If we call the serial killer Takumi 2, that means Takumi 2 still hasn't been cured. I'm afraid not. How are you so calm about this? I'm always calm. We continued our discussion as we changed locations. Yuruko, when are the blood space waves going to surge next? Use the devices to check for yourself. It's tonight, 12:05, just a little past midnight. Technically, that's tomorrow, day 74. I'm not arguing the details with you. So what should we do? We leap. Where? The serial killer timeline, obviously. Today's day 73, Takumi 2 has already killed 4 more people. Iba, Moko, Takamaru, and Kuroi. But if we jump down and cure him, we can at least prevent him from committing further murders, right? We can build a new rail where Takumi 2 stops his crimes 3. I messed up the settings, so I have to take some responsibility for what he did after day 50. It's only right that I make up for that. I mean, we can't let him run wild, can we? I understand where you're coming from. Unfortunately, there are 2 reasons we can't go and fix him tonight. 2 reasons. First, look at the device again. When does the leap window close? 12:35. Exactly, we only have 30 minutes. Even if we ran full speed from the lab to the school, then the journey would only eat up our time. It's not possible to heal Takumi 2 and make it back. And what if we just stay here? Have you lost your mind? We have no idea when the blood space waves will surge again. There's no telling when we'd be able to come back. And even if time wasn't an issue, we still wouldn't be able to fix Takumi 2. Too much time has passed since the G's awakened. The G's data will have already eroded every last nook and cranny of his brain. The program will no longer be enough to remove the glitch. This is why you need to give up on the data and making him better. Is that clear? Takumi 2 can't be healed. He can't be healed. The words repeated in my mind like a haunting echo. Just then, somewhere in the maelstrom of thoughts came an idea. All this means is that I need to kill Takumi 2 myself. "12:05 a.m. I found myself in the lab alone. I wasn't sure how I got here. That reminds me of something Hiruko said. Serious sleep damage can affect the brain and rob you of your abilities and memory. Your memory and abilities to reason. Memory issues aside, my reasoning still seemed intact to me. I was being completely rational." Okay, let me check how many endings we have. 96. If I let Takumi 2 continue to run loose, more of my friends would end up dead. If we can't cure him, I just need to get rid of him. That was the rational conclusion I come to after a calm, careful consideration. That's right, that's why I came here, to kill myself. Time to head to the serial killer timeline. Okay, so he kills himself, and that's the dead body we find. So that's the dead body, and the real person behind the mask is Takumi. More specifically, Takumi 2. They find the dead body of Takumi, I guess 4? 1:30 a.m. By the time I made it to the school, the leap window had long since closed. It looked like I'd be staying here for a while, but that didn't concern me at the moment. I was too focused on fulfilling my goal. I was still wearing my leap suit. The idea of killing myself while being recognizable made me uncomfortable. I wanted to consider Takumi 2's feelings too. He'd be able to rest easier thinking he was killed by a mysterious stranger rather than knowing he'd been killed by himself. There was a power saw. I had no recollection of where it came from. Maybe I picked it up on the way here. Anyways, I'd better go look for Takumi 2. My consciousness was fading in and out again. Suddenly I was in the first floor hallway. I didn't have to look far. Takumi 2 was right there in front of me. So was Nozomi 2. Nozomi, run, this way. The moment they spotted me, their faces contorted in terror and they began to run. I couldn't let them get away. I hefted my power saw and gave chase. That's messed up. I couldn't see them in the hallway over there. Like, I get the chase games, but I get the chase and hiding mechanics when there's actual enemies. I guess this makes sense because you're now the killer. But I wish, they dangled the enemy in front of you. In fact, I'm so peeved right now. I'll make a note of this. I finally cornered Takumi 2 at the top of the staircase. I was slowly closing the distance between us. I raised the power saw and then... I wasn't sure how, maybe he slipped, but Takumi 2 fell backwards, tumbling down the stairs. I quickly followed him down. And there he was, sprayed out on the ground. His face was twisted in agony. He barely seemed conscious. He must have hit his head. Now's my chance. I could kill him right here. I ferociously rushed over to Takumi 2, holding the power saw high above my head. I just can't do it. Kill myself? How? How could I possibly do that to myself? I lost my strength, lowering the power saw, slipped out of my hand and clattered to the floor. Come on, you dumbass. Suddenly, Takumi 2's eyes flew open. There was a sinister light in them. As soon as I saw it, I knew what it meant. It was the G. The G was awake. It was really inside Takumi 2's brain. In fact, Takumi 2 was no longer with us. It made more sense to call him Takumi G while the G had control of his body. The next moment, Takumi G swiftly scooped up the power saw from the floor. My back slashed. I fell to the floor. I could feel how horribly deep the wound was, but strangely it didn't hurt. Maybe my spinal cord had been severed, prevented pain from reaching my brain. Soon after that, Takumi G made a series of strange decisions. He removed my leap suit, then he dressed me in replica class armor made with the Gift-O-Matic. I'm not sure what the purpose of that was. It just happened. Once I was in the class armor, he got in position behind me. Then, as if to torment me, he mercilessly shredded my back with the power saw. When he was finally finished with his incomprehensible course of action, Takumi G left with a satisfied grin on his face. All that remained of my body, dressed in class armor, or more accurately, my corpse. After all, I stopped breathing a long time ago. Fucking dumbass. "60 route, a form of suicide." Yeah, I guess that's one way of describing it. The leap damage actually did ruin him. That's crazy. There we go. Now we have Takumi thinking irrationally, like he should be. "Hiruko, I have to fight. I'm telling you, I'm fine now. I won't hold you guys back in the fight. But I can't just sit here and watch. I can't just sit around while everyone puts their lives on the line in battle. Please hear me out. I really genuinely want to fight, for all of us." Hiruko shut her eyes. After a heavy sigh, she spoke. "Fine, if you insist, but if it gets too much for you, let me know immediately. A servant can't die before his master." "That's an order, you hear me?" "Yeah, of course." Okay, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. It didn't take long for everyone to show up in my room. They cheered, they cried, they sang happy tunes. Once all the emotions settled down. Oh, that's different. They didn't dance this time. As I flew through the air, I felt certain I'd made the right choice. I'd fight to protect them. That was the right thing to do. It couldn't possibly be a mistake. At the same time, I was more sure than ever that I needed to stay alive until 10 a.m. on day 100. For all of us, for Hiruko, I have to keep everyone alive to the very end. I made a solemn vow in my heart as I flew in the air, coming just that small distance closer to the satellite. My head was fuzzy. Everyone was already gathered inside the war room. They were discussing all the details of our upcoming defensive battle, but I could barely hear anything. It was like my head was submerged underwater. Takumi, are you okay? You seem a little out of it. Hey, are you listening? Oh yeah, I'm fine. He can't help it. He's still in recovery. He was asleep for 20 days with an unknown infection after all. Apparently, that was the cover story Hiruko came up with. It was as good as an explanation as any. She was in no position to start talking about leap damage after all. But can you fight like this, dude? Shouldn't you get some rest? I said I'm fine. I won't get in the way. You have to believe me. I clenched my fist and pleaded. Immediately, the alarm sound. Alright, guys, let's do it. Special defense unit, move out. Maybe he'll die this time. Nope, he's still fine. Help me. Takumi, are you sure you're going to be alright? Why do you ask? You look like you're struggling with every step. Struggling, no way, we're only fighting minutes anyway. This is nothing. Are you certain of that, Sir Takumi? You're absolutely pouring sweat. It doesn't look like it's nothing. Drop it, I told you not to worry about me. Forget that and focus on the next wave. Here we go. You win. Are you freaking kidding me? That's all there is? There's no commander this time, so yes, that's it. What a letdown. Like an appetizer with no entree. It was so easy that it made me feel unsettled. Maybe it's the harbinger of a future disaster. You mean a death flag? We still won. Isn't that what matters? Yeah, I guess so. Well then, Takumi, go ahead and lead our chant. Takumi? Takumi, you don't look so good. Hey, Takumi, what's the matter? Snap out of it. Takumi. 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 Damn, why did Gaku care so much compared to everyone else? Fucking, he was the one who said, Sumino! So much emotion. That's crazy. All the way to day 98? I find mornings upon us. It's your 98th day of active service here. Last defense academy. The end of your school days are so close. Now they keep your spirits up and protect a beloved school and keep the human race to the lot. Okay, whatever. Day 98? It can't be. I remembered to myself and tried to get out of bed. After being asleep for so long, I couldn't get my muscles to engage. I twisted around and folded up and rolled out of bed, steadying myself against my desk as I forced myself to my feet. I have to ask everyone what happened. They should be at breakfast right now. I stumbled my way out, made it to the cafeteria, holding onto the wall. When I arrived, everyone was there, just as I expected. They were frozen like statues, their jaws practically on the floor. Wait, there was someone missing. It was Nozomi. I couldn't see her anywhere, but before I could ask, Goku started talking. Are you guys messing with me? Why is Takumi here? What do you mean why? He must have come to... Yeah, Takumi's awake. You're back, you're back. Yay, woohoo. "97 endings. Thunderous cheers echoed around me. Everyone gathered round. They hugged me and ruffled my hair and clamored with delight. Eventually, once their excitement had subsided a little, I fixed my hair and cleared my throat. Can I ask what happened over our last 25 days when I was asleep? Where to start? We took turns looking after you. What about defensive battles? We had one on day 87, one on 93. Doxia came both times, but we vanquished him. Speaking of battles, VX is coming tomorrow, but you don't need to fight. Well, of course I do. Just how clueless are you? You're in no shape to fight. That's right, Mr. Sumino. Take it easy and get some rest. If your leap damage gets any worse, we'll all be in trouble. Huh? I can hardly believe my ears. How do you guys know about leap damage? I told them everything, even about the time. Why? Well, we grilled her about it. We asked her if you really had some kind of mysterious infection. We were like, you need to tell us what really happened so we can find a way to cure him and save him together. Just like that. But if you tell the truth, we're guaranteed to have the worst possible outcome. Pardon a crap smear like me for opening his fetid face hole, but shouldn't we be happy? Takumi's finally better. That's alright, I'm so happy I can do a backflip. And I finished making the baby chart too. Now we just need Nozomi to wake up. What's the baby chart? What happened to Nozomi? Yeah, about that. Everyone fell silent. Something must have happened. Something that was difficult to talk about. Hiruko, why don't you tell him? We haven't even eaten breakfast yet, so... Alright, Takumi, come with me. Eventually, we reached our destination. Huh? What? What the hell's going on? Why is the escape pod all corroded? Can you tell us the particle bacteria? We spread QB liquid all over the school on day 42. Inside the school, yes, but we must have missed some affected areas. The bacteria found its way through the vents. We only found out 10 or so days ago. There wasn't any point in spraying it down with our remaining QB liquid. Even if we'd done that, there's no way we could have the pod repaired by day 100. But then when the final attack launches at day 100... Why? We're going to stop it. How? We're going to take the baby out of the machine in the defense room. You can't do that, you'll kill him. Normally you'd be right, we can't just remove him without a plan. That's why Tsubasa made a baby jar. Here's a photo of it. And she said she's just finished it, so the jar's empty for now. We're going to put the baby here in here as soon as we're finished with breakfast. Will we be able to survive nothing? Yes, the jar has a life support system attached to it, so then the missiles won't be fully charged with its energy. Which means we'll be able to stop the final attack. Oh, I guess I don't have anything to worry about after all. Nobody told you to worry in the first place. I can't say we're totally in the clear, though. Are you talking about Nozomi? What happened to her? I think she's showing... Okay, she's in her room. She probably has, symptoms. What's it called? Payback? Oh, shit, what the hell? Why is she glimmering? It's about day 85. I brought everyone to the lab to tell them about parallel leaping. On the way back, a tiny meteorite came flying down from the sky. What the fuck? It exploded midair. These particles of light came raining down. Nozomi was completely covered in them. Thankfully, she doesn't seem to have any external wounds, but she lost reject symptoms. That's what I wanted to say. But she lost consciousness immediately after it happened. Rejection symptoms. That brings us to what you see here. Is her life in any danger? No, she's just sleeping. Her breathing and pulse are normal, so don't worry about it. I stared hard at Nozomi. She was comatose, and yet for some reason didn't make me feel anxious. Maybe it was because of the magnificent shine coming off her body. To me, it looked like something sacred that would only be granted to a chosen one. Now then, we've taken up a lot of time getting you up to speed. Everyone's waiting in the cafeteria. We need to head to the defense room and put the baby in the jar. What about breakfast? You're going to have to skip it. Are you insane? I've been asleep for 25 days, but you're still fine, aren't you? We've been feeding you intravenously. Now that she mentioned it, I realized I didn't feel hungry. Come on, let's go. True evil appears without warning. It's the realization I felt all too keenly. Back in the cafeteria, Hiruko and I were greeted by a scene that was difficult to process. What? How? This can't be. The blood drained from my face. I went weak in my knees. I could hardly continue standing upright. What the hell happened here? I clutched my chest and tried to take deep breaths. Calm down, I told myself. I had to stop panicking and make sure what I saw was what I thought I was seeing. Takamaru, Yumu, Ima, Darumi, Kiyoshiko, all 5 of them were laying limply in a sea of blood. There wasn't even a hint of movement. It was clear they were already gone. But it wasn't just them. The other 8 were laid down on the floor around them. There was no sign of blood on them either. Were they okay? Snap out of it, Takumi. We need to get them to the infirmary. Right, on it. No sooner than I took a step forward. It's you. The Gi-infected Kako. It's Kako-G. What a terrible nickname. Can you please not call me that? Anyways, you know me? You must have been to that timeline then. Have you been following me? Not that it matters now. What a shame. I was about to kill the rest of them too. You just had to show up and ruin it. You must be the one who ran away from the mystery timeline. Mystery timeline. I'm not familiar with that name, but you're probably right. Except I didn't run away. I just got bored and went somewhere else. By the way, I made sure to slaughter every last one of them in that timeline. Why would you do that? Did I didn't tell you? Deep inside me, there's an unstoppable urge to kill other animals. It's part of my reproductive instincts. I was born that way. For me, killing feels like what your species does in bed. But if you ask me, the things you do there are far more grotesque and repulsive. Oh look, they started to come around while we were talking. What did you do to them? Nothing too serious. I was just put some sleeping pills in the water cooler. And then everyone drank the water and fell unconscious? Exactly. Anyways, it'll be a problem for me if they wake up. The odds of a 10 on one fight aren't in my favor. That doesn't mean you won though. I just don't want to harm this vessel. I've had her for more than 75 days now. I've become quite attached. I must really be going around. See you. I was about to protest when Makoji ran out of the cafeteria at an unbelievable speed. We have to chase her down. Wait, Takumi. We need to do something about our friends first. Damn it, you're right. Hiruko and I examined the bodies of the first 5. They bled out, lost in all their cryptoglobin. We couldn't revive them. The strength left our bodies and we collapsed to the ground. It was long before the rest of the unit came to. They were all horrified to see the carnage before them. Kako was particularly distraught. She clung to Ima's corpse and held it tight. She wailed like an animal, shaking her head and heaving heavy sobs. Even now, the shock still colored their face. Hoping to calm everyone down a little, Hiruko and I brought them to the gym. I see sleeping pills in the water cooler. We drank it and it knocked us out. My head is still fuzzy, my vision is all blurry too. I can barely stand up, but who would do this? Let me make one thing clear. The culprit is not one of us. It's some kind of creature that came from another timeline. Creature. It's a Gi. Hiruko was probably trying to spare everyone by leaving out that it was possessing a version of Kako. If Kako were to find out, she'd probably be beside herself with grief and guilt. Hiruko and I will go after you. You guys wait here. No, I'm going too. Kako, I understand how you feel. No, I'm going to kill that thing. After screaming at the top of lunch, Kako lurched forward. The effects of the medicine haven't worn out yet. You can't run like this. How can you say that? You're in the coma for days. Yeah, but I feel fine now. Enough of this, Takumi. We need to go. Everyone take care of Kako. Got it. Why? I want to go too. I want to go. Let me go. Kako was having a complete meltdown, tears streaming down her face. Everyone frantically tried to hold her back. Thanks, guys. That was all I could say before Hiruko and I ran out of the gym. Serena, go too. Hiruko rushed over to them. After a short inspection, she turned to me, her face ashen. They're completely destroyed, totally beyond repair. It's possible she hasn't given up on trying to kill us all, so maybe. Nozomi's in trouble. We bolted out of there, trying to get to Nozomi's room in the rooftop. We burst into her room and looked at the bed. Impossible, she's gone. No. We returned to the rooftop and looked around. Just then we heard the sound of a propeller turning. It's coming from the schoolyard. We ran to the fence. I ran up over it and looked down to see a fire extinguisher drone hovering off in the distance. Sure enough, under the drone it's Kakuchi and she's holding somebody. It's Nozomi. Kakuchi cut through the wall of fire with the drone and ran alongside the path they cleared for her. Hiruko, let's go. Right. We rushed to the city rooms. There was no sign of Kakuji. Where'd she go? Should we go into the lab? What's the next sleep window? Tonight starting at 9:20 p.m. And what would be the point of taking her there? Why would she even want to take Nozomi to another timeline? How should I know? I don't even know why she took Nozomi in the first place. Anyways, the lab's the only place that makes sense, so I know. Let's go. We ran to the lab. After 5 minutes of sprinting, Hiruko suddenly stopped. Look, there. It's Kakuji, but she had already spotted us. She jumped high up in the air and vanished with Nozomi in her arms all the while. Damn it. We were so close. We stared at the direction Kakuji had fed. That's not where the lab is it? No, it's a complete opposite direction. She's not trying to go there. I don't know, she might be trying to misdirect us. Then I'll look in the direction she went and you can search. Have you forgotten how strong she is? We can't risk facing her alone. It's too dangerous. She had a point. I didn't care what happened to me, but I couldn't let any danger come to Hiruko. And we'll have to look together. I agree. Let's search any place she might have wanted to go. But in the end... probably went back to the school, right? We couldn't find any sign of Kakuji anywhere, and as we were searching, the sky grew dimmer. Night fell. Clinging to our last hope, we ventured into the mountains to the northeast. We kept walking for some time until we approached the summit, where we finally spotted a wriggling shadow. Kakuji, we found her, but she found us too. Oh, not bad. You figured out I was here. What can I say? Vermin has a very distinctive smell. Are you talking about me? I'd say your kind are the real vermin here. What do you mean by that? I wonder. Just tell us what you want. Why did you take Nozomi? When I was on the roof, I saw light coming from under her door. I went inside to investigate and saw her in bed. I knew at the moment I laid her eyes on her. She's a variant. A variant. When a certain species is exposed to a certain special kind of light, it's called a trium ray. Their body's composition morphs them into something called a variant. I'll spare you the details as I doubt you can understand, but variants are a rare delicacy for my kind. I must return to my native planet and offer up her body to them. That's why I'm looking for a craft to take me back, specifically our own craft, which is capable of warp travel. I asked Kakuji if that meant there was a craft nearby. She replied readily, though. There should be, but that doesn't appear to be the case in this timeline. Our spacecraft can travel through blood space, so it may have ended up in another timeline instead. I was suddenly overcome by a violent fit. It must be my leap damage acting up. The world stood in front of me, my legs went weak, and I fell to the ground. Are you right, Takumi? Kakuji saw her opportunity and took it. With a smirk, she held Nozomi close and launched herself into the air, vanishing into the darkness. Shortly, my fit subsided. I got back on unsteady feet. I knew your light damage wasn't healed yet. No, it's because I didn't eat. I'm out of stamina. Don't lie to me. Let's just go. Go where? Who's the dim one now? Kakuchi practically spelled it out to us. What did she say just now? The spacecraft might have ended up in a different timeline. She really is going to the lab this time. I nodded, took off running. Hiruko was right behind me. We hurled down the mountains and raced between the buildings in the city. Won't she just lock the timeline? We made it. What time is it? 9:35 p.m. The leap window opened at 9:20. That's 15 minutes ago. Then stop yapping and move. Okay, here goes. We can't let them escape. I remember from the mystery timeline came flooding back to me. And somebody defended me. She sacrificed her own life. I didn't want it to happen again. I couldn't lose her. I promised her. I promised. I had to protect her no matter what. I hunched over, about to leap over to Kakuji, but then Hiruko yelled at me. Took me, no, you need to suit. If you go again unprotected, you won't make it, you'll die. After hearing Hiruko's plea, I knew what I had to do. Suddenly I froze up. I stopped in place. Was it because I didn't want to die? Because I valued my life too much? And somebody had thrown away her precious life to save me. And yet, despite everything, I couldn't get my legs to move. When I snapped back to reality, the two of them had already disappeared. Particles of light flickered in there. They jumped to another timeline. Took me to snap out and chase after Kakuji. I figured out where they're headed to from the log. The machine's all set to go. Are you listening? All right. Here can I put on our leap suits? We jumped timelines to go after Kakuji, and we resumed our search for her. But she was nowhere to be found in the city ruins. Obviously, she's on the mountain. We turned our attention to the mountains. Kakuji had likely gone there in search of her spacecraft. Unfortunately, though, I'm sorry, this is it. We can't go any further. Are you crazy? Kakuji's got to be up in the mountains. We need to keep going. The timeline is getting closer. This is as far as we could go if we're going to make it back to the lab in time. We're not giving up on Nozomi. We'll find her eventually, I'm sure of it. But now's not the time. There's nothing more we can do. We can't leave the others to fight the Exodus without us tomorrow. I thought you weren't going to let me fight. I wasn't, but then I'm saying here. What? I'm saying this timeline to fight Kakuji and Nozomi. Don't be ridiculous. Just go back without me. I'll keep looking on my own. I can't abandon Nozomi. I'll do whatever it takes to save her. Good luck with the battle tomorrow. I know you'll do fine. With that, I started to run off to the northeastern mountains. I heard Hiruko yell my name over and over, but I kept running, never once glancing back. Sometime after that, I arrived in the mountains. It was eerily still and silent all around me, without so much as the rustling of leaves to be heard. I clawed my way through the bushes, climbed up this cliffside, and crawled along the grounds in search of Kakuji and his own, but I couldn't find them. I couldn't find anything, not even a clue leading me in the right direction. At last, it was day 110 a.m., and then... my consciousness was rendered to ash, vanishing without a trace. All that remained was regret, lingering like an internal grudge. Yep, that's the bad ending. Figured. The coward's final days. I didn't hesitate or delay for a single second. My body moved before my mind did. I found myself laid on the ground. Kakuji must have knocked me away after we jumped timely. She wasn't in front of me anymore. I got up and whirled around to see her disappearing towards the exit, and Zomi was still on her own. Damn it, I need to chase her down. No sooner than I took a step forward. Intense pain ripped through my spinal cord. My head spun, my stomach turned, and my body went numb and unresponsive, but I couldn't let Kakuji get away. Staggering onto my feet, I ran out of the lab. I found Kakuji right away. She was running full tilt towards the end of the street. You won't get away from me. My steps spun off the ground exactly as I swiftly started to chase after Kakuji. Maybe it was the adrenaline, but the pain in my body was feeling. I could do this. I could catch her. I was gradually closing the distance between us as I ran. Just a little more. I can almost reach out and touch her. I'm not letting her get away. It felt like if I lost her now, it'd be over. I'd never find her again. My body was almost reaching its limit. The pain was coming back. Every cell in my body was screaming for oxygen, but I couldn't stop. I summoned all my remaining strength. I viciously lunged for Kakuji's back, or tried to anyways. However, Kakuji threw Nozomi down to a halt and turned around. Fool. Huh? And then I was still running when her fist smashed into my gut. It was one hell of a powerful counter. I flew through the air, twirling like a baton before landing hard on the ground. Kakuji was quick to follow up. She kicked me over and over as she spoke. You are an imbecile. Do you really not understand why I ran? If I stayed in the lab, I knew she'd come, and that she'd get in my way. I needed you to be alone so I could torment you. That's why I led you here. Intense pain jolted through my body every time her foot connected with me. I couldn't tell if the pain was from her kicks or from my leap damage. But as I took kick after kick, I eventually stopped feeling anything. It was like my body was made out of rubber. My consciousness soon detached itself as well. And then I couldn't even tell who she was stomping anymore. Time continued to pass. Phew, I feel better now, and you shouldn't have an unbroken bone left in you. Kakuji spoke and turned away. As she started to walk away, I saw Nozomi on the ground ahead of her. Nozomi. I murmured her name as I stared back to her. More memories of the mystery timeline came flooding back. I hadn't been able to protect her then. She was the only one who protected me. She died defending me. She was smashed to pieces. But the Kumi of this timeline is different. I'd do anything, even if it destroys me. I'll give my life to defend Nozomi. I will save her. But how? How could such an ugly species manage to... Kakuji fell to the ground. I quickly took off her helmet and put my hands on her neck. She still had a pulse. She was breathing normally. She was still unconscious. I ran over to Nozomi like I did with Kakuji. I removed her helmet to check on her. She was fine. Still asleep, but she would survive. It was then that I heard footsteps. Running over to me was... Hiroku. Still alive, I see. Yeah, both of them. I meant you. You left 3 times now without protection. You could have died instantly. Sorry. Hiroku sighed and pulled something out of her jacket. What is that? A beam gun that generates a special electromagnetic pulse. I borrowed it from Tsubasa and I never go anywhere without it. It's harmless to the human body, but it can damage small creatures if you crank the output high enough. What? Just watch. She stopped beside her, put a muzzle to her temple, and pulled the trigger. Immediately after, I was confronted by a grotesque sight. A horrible, squirming creature began to wriggle out of Kakuji's mouth. I'd seen this one before. I can never forget. It was... a gi. To be more precise, it's a female spawner. In the zombie timeline, it was known as Alpha 1. Well, this one was originally from the Box of Calamity timeline, so it's technically not that Alpha 1. Thank goodness, so Kakuji's back to being regular Kaku now, right? Yes, we should be calling her Kaku 3 instead. She's a denizen of the Box of Calamity branch after all. But will her brain be okay? I just examined her and vital signs don't show any abnormalities. We don't need to worry about her dying. But she's losing a lot of blood from that wound on her back, so we should treat the wound quickly. By the way, what should we do about this thing? I followed Hiroko's gaze. She was using the heel of her shoe to pin down the Gi Queen, wriggling on the ground. Isn't it obvious? So many of our friends have been killed by that monster. I didn't even have to think about what we need to do. I left my foot, finally ready to exact my vengeance. I used all my might to crush that disgusting little creature. Now then, let's get out of here. I'll take Kaku 3 so you can take Nozomi. What is it? Everything was over. I'd finally been able to kill the horrible Gi. I guess I was relieved. I felt completely exhausted. Suddenly the leaping damage induced fit I'd been holding back this whole time hit me like a raging torrent. All at once I lost consciousness. Let me search up something real quick. I'll finish the game tomorrow, as in today, later today. So thanks for watching.